Did you grow up in the arcade game era? You know, when you had to get your ass out of the house, take the bus, or ask your parents to drop you off at a nearby mall. You can play some games that your Nintendo or Genesis consoles can play. You know, and having $5 worth of quarters was just enough to give you a good time. Yo, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning into this one and check this out. Today, I'm going to be taking you guys back in time. I'm going to check out one of my all-time favorite arcade games and build a display around it. Let's check it out. X-Men the arcade game was one of the few side-scrolling fighting games that offered 6-player option. You know, at the time it was a monumental leap, you know, being able to play simultaneously 5 other people. And yes, one credit just cost 50 cents. And I do remember going to, local mall with my friends or my brother, having to wait in line for your turn just to play. And, there was an unwritten rule that you have to line up your quarters if you want to hold a spot. It was a great time for strangers gathered together to defeat the evil brotherhood of Magneto. And before getting into the display here, I just want to quickly show off this really cool thing that I got from an action figure convention that I went to yesterday. And it's from the folks over at Bite Size Legends. I'll have their Instagram link on my description. They got a lot of cool stuff on the website, and that's pretty much what gave me the idea to do this video. It's a 1 in 12 scale arcade machines, and as you can see, it kind of goes in scale with the Marvel Legends. At least just check them out. Now, taking a look at the X-Men side, these are pretty much all the playable characters, starting with the 3 most popular ones, or at least the ones that I can barely pick because everybody picks them first. We've got Cyclops, Wolverine, the brown suit Wolverine, and Storm. Now, these are all part of the 2-pack recent releases. The X-Men 97 wave. Cyclops does come with Jean Grey and Marvel Girl rather, and Wolverine and Storm actually do come together. I know that this version of the Storm is a little different, but very similar. Hopefully Hasbro will give us that costume release at some point, but pretty close enough as it is. And then moving on to the other characters, we got Nightcrawler. Actually, you know what? Come to think about it, he's also fairly highly picked. His special move is kind of cool, actually. He just kind of zips in and out, making him very hard to hit. But this is the Nightcrawler from the Wendigo BAF. I thought it was a better looking one than the X-Men 97 version. And then we got Dazzler. This is her retro version, I guess, with her cool leather jacket. I do prefer this look more than the Mojo World one. And then, last but not least, the character that I always ended up picking, Colossus. This is from the 2-pack Juggernaut wave. Still the best looking Colossus figure, if you ask me. I ended up not really liking him at first, but after a while using him, his AoE special attack is actually really useful in clearing crowds. This is pretty much the X-Men team. Let's check out the Magneto side of the team. Now, moving on to the Brotherhood side, the villains of the game. I guess I'll go in order of the bosses that you fight. First up, you fight Pyro. Now, this is from the 2-pack with Rogue that came out, I believe, in 2021. He's the easiest one to beat out of all of them. It's pretty cut and dry. Once you defeat him, you fight the Blob. This figure, I believe, came out in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. A good upgrade from previous one. But yeah, in the game, he kind of packs a really big punch, or in this case, a mace, because he carries that around with him in the game. Once you beat him, the next stage, or a couple of bosses, don't have the action figure for, unfortunately, is Wendigo and Nimrod. Hopefully, I'll find those at some point. I know that Nimrod is going to have a re-release fairly soon, because the next person you fight is Juggernaut. Completely different from this figure, because this is the Gamerverse figure. Which I do prefer much better, just because I just like the look of it. But in the game, he kind of carries around a bazooka, which is odd. He barely actually does his Juggernaut signature moves. But anyways, after you beat him, you do fight the White Queen, aka Emma Frost. And I have no idea, or don't know exactly how that shifted along after all these years, because I still do know her as the White Queen, but a lot of people refer to her now as just Emma Frost. But yeah, you fight her in the game, and then once you beat her, before Magneto, you do fight somebody named Living Monolith. I have no idea who that character is or the backstory behind him, but he's in the game. and he's right before Magneto. And obviously Magneto is the hardest one of them all, but actually turns out to be Mystique at first. And then once you beat the Mystique Magneto, then you actually fight Magneto. Yeah, it's pretty much the end of the game after that. The ending credits are pretty cool and really well worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the display, and that I was able to bring back some nostalgia from the 90s for those who grew up playing the game. And for those newer audience, well, you're really lucky because this kind of re-released through the Marvel Maximum Collections, and it's out now on PC and consoles. As you were seeing earlier, I was playing it on the Steam Deck, and really happy that they brought it back out so that I can play it on my handheld. But yeah, no need to go to the arcades with the quarters, just hop online and play. Anyways, that's all I got. Take it easy, y'all.